paint something, shall we? Shall we? Alright. Get my other glove on here. Paint something, shall we? I have an 11 by 14 canvas here. It's got a new fresh coat of gesso on it that I made myself. The gesso is, not the canvas. Although sometimes I stretch my own canvases too. Not today, not today. Alright. Alright, so let's see. Let's do something we ain't never done before. That'd be fun. So let's start off. Let's get some color on the palette. Hey buddy, how you doing? I'm gonna do something new here. I saw Bob Ross do something that kind of inspired me to do something different, but something else different. All right, so let's do that. Let's get a little bit of liquid clear. Hey, LaTanya, how are you guys doing? We're getting ready to catch some of that tropical storm coming in here before too long. It's been kind of meandering around all day around the fringes. A little bit of rain, a little bit of not. A little bit of rain, a little bit of not. All right, so I'm going to start off here. I got some alizarin crimson and some liquid clear. We're just going to work out this black canvas here. I have a thought about maybe something I can do here. We'll find out, I reckon. So this is, I made this liquid clear myself. I've got the original formula when I finally got the idea, that I could make it myself. I actually saw Daryl Crow make some liquid clear. And I initially used his formula, but then I found that a little too lean for me, so I've changed the formula quite a bit. Got a good bit more linseed oil in it and a little less mineral spirits. Alright, so we're just about ready to get serious here in a second. This color scrubbed in here. Okay, buddy, thank you. Alright. So, we're going to make a little nighttime scene here, off in the woods. Be a campfire burning. I'm thinking. And maybe a couple of tents. Maybe there's a couple people out there camping. So let's see if we can make that happen. I don't have a sketch or anything to work from. I'm about to be on a trip. When I get home from a trip, I have 2 sketchbooks that are full of ideas. I'm gonna take them with me, and when I come back, we'll try to use some of those ideas to make some things. All right. So that's enough liquid clear and all that kind of good stuff. Made a mess out of my palette already. What else is new? All right, so I have no palette management. All right, so we're going to put some cad yellow out here on the palette. And we'll take a knife and flatten that out so we can tap in some color. It's got a little bit of the alizarin crimson in it. That's okay, because we're going to mix it with the alizarin crimson on the canvas. So, let me make my first big decision. Where do I want the campfire to be? And let's see. Tell you. Let's see. So let me get some cad yellow here. So we got some cad yellow on the brush. It's pretty even. It's saturated a little bit more though. All right. Let's put the campfire like. This is a small footprint that I'm dealing with here. So this is a 16 by 20 that sits behind it. This is just my scrap one. I used that for a while, and then I take it off and put something else on there. But all right, so let's put this up maybe a third by a third, so like right here. Let's go in right here. And the farther we get away from the campfire, maybe put a little bit more in there. Let's put a little bit more in there. Well, I'll tell you what. Let's don't just yet. Now let's clean the brush. You want to go back with some more of this yellow. Brighten up just a little bit. I think I'll need that contrast for the trees. Get ready to put the trees in here. So we shall see. We shall see. So let's get the brush saturated again, and we'll go right back to where we started. But this time we'll just kind of, instead of going to the left, we'll go to the right. Of course, on Facebook, you're seeing it backwards, so. All right. That looks pretty good. Let's clean the brush. Then we'll blend all this out. Then we'll decide if we got what we think. All right, so we're going to start in the brightest area. We'll just start lightly, some X strokes, just blending it out. I tend to kind of like to use like this stroke, the circular stroke, versus the X stroke for blending. For me, it seems to give more movement to the things that I'm trying to do, and I swirl it both ways. Of course, you keep blending this, and you'll eventually blend all of the motion completely out of it. All right. 3 hairs and some air. All right, it's looking pretty good, I think. So I'm going to brighten fire up just a little bit, I think. It's not quite where I want it yet. So I'll tell you what we're going to do. I got a little bit of titanium white here. So I'm just going to mix a little bit of titanium white and a little bit of this cad yellow. Just make this light mixture right on the edge of the brush. I'm just going to go right back on this spot. Brighten it up just a little bit. And we'll just spread the rest of this out. And there's two ways to brighten the values of something like that. You can continue to try to lighten it, or you can darken everything else that's around it. So that's what we're going to do a little bit. Just a little bit though. Let's just blend this back out. Alright, that looks good. Alright, let's just take that. Now let's get some. Let me think about this for a second. So I think what I want to do is I want to create some forest back in the background. And then we'll have the campfire like right here, and has some, maybe 2 tents in here. And then a little bit more forest up this way, maybe some rocks and water or something down here in this part. So we got no sky. So let's do this. Let's put some Van Dyke Brown down on the palette. Do I really use that? Yeah, I think that might be a little too dark. Let's go with dark sienna. So let's take some dark sienna and put that on the palette. Of course, now brown is really, if you know your colors on the color wheel, brown is sort of a dark orange, so that goes well with the yellow and the orange that we're kind of trying to build in here. So if you look on the color wheel, You know, we're kind of working from crimson to orange and orange to yellow, orange and yellow. So we're all in this quadrant of the color chart. So complementary colors, well, not really complementary, adjacent colors. I forget exactly what they call those. But all right, so let's just get just a tad bit of brown, and let's just barely darken these corners. And that'll just create a little bit of a vignette, just a little bit on the top. Let's smooth that out. There we go. And I'll put a little bit of that brown down here, just a little bit, to give it some contrast later. All right. Hey, it's humid down here today in my studio. All right, so let's think about that a little bit. We'll put some trees in here. So I think we'll stick with that. I have a smaller filbert. Tell you what, let's do something different this time. Never used this round brush that my wife bought me for Christmas, so let's try this out a little bit. Let's put a few trees in here. That works pretty good. All right, let's put a couple more like right here. And maybe a crooked one like that. One in front of it. Let's bring it down a little bit more. Let's push this further into the forest. There we go. I don't get too rambunctious here because I got the flame's going to be right here. So let's. We'll just let these kind of disappear behind the fire. All right. Hi, Dorothy. How are you doing today? We're just doing a little campfire scene here. Hopefully I'll get it done before dinner. So let me get all these. Get this brush back in its little container without bending all the bristles. Yeah, okay. That's not gonna work. All right, so let's see. Well, let's put some. Let's stick with this brown. This is doing okay. This burnt umber. Let's just put some. Let's smush some branches up in here. Here and there. There and here. Let's put another bush or two down here, maybe. Maybe. Let's just keep that thing going. That works pretty good. I like that. You kind of tap. Yeah, just some of that in. There we go. All right. And let's push some bushes back up in here, maybe back up this way. Alright, that looks pretty good. Alright, so we kind of shortened all the trees up a little bit. Alright. I'm doing well. It's a little hot here in the studio today. I should have brought my fan down here. Would have been a lot cooler, I think. Alright, so let's take. I want to put some highlights here. Where's my knife? Yeah, I like the smaller knife better. So I'm going to take some alizarin crimson and some cad yellow and kind of mix it up here. I'll do a little bit more cad yellow. We're not going to get too crazy with this because this painting is supposed to be relatively dark. So we're just going to go in here and highlight some of these trees. Maybe even a splash of white in there, make it a little brighter. And very quickly, we got some shrubberies in here. All right, I think it's a little bit like right over in here, maybe a little bit more. All right, okay. Now I want to push all that back. If you've seen any of my other videos, I like my paintings to be kind of soft. Not always, but sometimes. So I want to, but I'm going to bring more attention to the foreground, so I want to push all that back in the back. So we're just going to take this and very lightly. You know, I think I might even use a 2-inch brush to do this. I don't use a 2-inch brush a lot, but all right. You know, I think before I do that though, let's take some of that light color, some of this lighter color, and let's just put a little bit of highlight on the side of these trees. What do you think? I think that would show up a little bit. Yeah, that's okay. Maybe a little bit. Oh, that's a little too bright. That's a little too bright. Let's calm that down. There we go. All right. Maybe we'll put some like other sticks and things in here a little bit. How's that look on your outside? All right. Yep, we can get that clean. All right, now I want to push all that back, so we're going to blend all of this back. We're going to make it soft, softer, 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 softer. All right, so we're going to, instead of blending like the swirly thing, we're just going to kind of brush it back, brush it back. Just barely touching it, but 3 hairs and some air on this. There we go. Push all that back. Back up in the woods. All right. Let's take, where's my flat? Here it is. Let's use this big flat. Let's go ahead and put the first tint. Yeah, let's put the first tint in here. So let's just like, how do we want that to be? I think it's going to be kind of like this. Well, probably ought to be going like that, more like that, yeah. So that's kind of got the minor shaping. Let's put the second tint. It's going to be a little bit smaller. So let's put the second tint like over here. Kind of sketchy in. Maybe that's a little too much. This might be a little too much too. Let's pull it this way. And then let's pull this one out. A little flat, a little more flat like that. There we go. Alright, I can't see it. I don't know if you can see that very well because it's dark, but we lighten it up here so you'll get it. You'll see it here in a second. Alright, so let's use this lighter color than we had before. We'll kind of lay a little bit of a highlight on this side, right on the edge. And then on this side like that. And then we'll just kind of let this paint blend as it goes. Let's do the other one real quick. Then we'll come back to this one again with another brighter highlight. So we're just putting tints in here. No cabins in this picture. And we're just using the same color we used on the trees, actually. A little bit more highlight on the front of this. So to do that, I'm going to leave the color that we got, but we're going to pick up some yellow. I'm going to put some yellow in here. We're going to come back and add some more detail to this tint in a minute. Never painted a tint like this before, so it's kind of interesting. Alright, so let's see. Now, before I get any farther with that, let's get my detail brush out here. Let's just take, tell you what, let's not use paint thinner. Let's take some linseed oil. Just a little bit here, just a dash. Let's put a tip flap on here. Not quite. Adding some shadow. Alright, then let's come over here. A little bit darker color. Let's just put a couple of tint pegs. Let's put one right there. Let's put one right there. And then let's just put a line down to that like that. There we go. And then let's come back on this edge again, one more time. Everybody's being so quiet today. All right. Nobody's got nothing to say. All right. Well, I'm not getting quite the highlight I want to get off of this here just yet. There we go. So I'm going to make it a little bit of that dark color again. We're just kind of switching back and forth with the same brush over again. Dark and light and dark and light. And then probably should have done this to start with, but it's okay. Let's add a little bit more. I like this one in here. Then we'll stick a couple tip pegs in here. And we'll leave the tip alone for a little bit. A couple quick tip pegs. That ought to do it. Maybe one more over this showing. There we go. All right. Let's move on. Is anybody, any of you guys affected by the tropical storm? Not yet, but it's coming our way. Pardon me while I clean that brush. All right. So let's put some bushes right here. And let's put a little bit of, let's put some campfire logs up here. You know, they're kind of, don't matter how you lay them in here, I don't think, really. They're all burned up. Fire's getting low. Everybody's already gone to bed, pretty much. Let's see. Somebody asked me the other day, how many paper towels do I go through? And the answer to that question is a lot. I have some artist friends that can paint a whole painting with one paper towel, but I cannot. I'm not one of those people. All right, so let's just kind of add a little fire in there like that. So, the first time I painted a tent this big, it's the first time I painted a fire. Tried to paint a fire. I don't know if it looks like a flame to you guys, but it does to me. All right, so let's move forward with the bushes. All right, so I need some more paint here. Can't paint without paint. So let's flatten that out. I'm going to continue on with this #1 brush for the moment. And put in some more bushes. That's not what I wanted to do. That's okay. I think we'll leave that spot open right there maybe for right now. Maybe something goes in there, I don't know. Just letting in some color. Alright. So we'll just use the same dirty brush, maybe. Maybe not. May have to mix up some more color here for the highlight. Let's see. Yeah. Alright. Stand by while we make up some color. Let's get some yellow. And some crimson. Let's clean that color up on the palette. That's kind of contaminated it with that brown. If you're enjoying this painting, I hope you will share it with the groups that you belong to and your friends. Invite them to like the page. We'll be gone for maybe a week here, starting on Friday. We won't be on the air for a while, but we'll be back. All right, we'll be back. Let's try. You know, we might need a little bit of amazing light here before we get done. This side over here I'm going to leave a little bit dark. Leave this part back here a little bit darker as well. So. Sunny D. Sunny honey, how you doing? How's that new studio? How's that new studio coming? You got it all fixed up now? You ready to go? Time for starting to stream? Alright, let's do some Alright, let's take a little bit of this orange, a little bit of this brown. Let's kind of pick this up right here. Let's just kind of scrub some of this in. Make a path coming down like this. And we'll just carry that on across like that, maybe. That's okay. Alright, let's put some land in here. Let's put some more landscape in here, maybe, just a little bit. So can you guys see that okay? Am I putting it in the right place? Am I putting it in the wrong place? I might be putting it in a place where you can't see it, and that's not going to help. Alright, so let's just kind of put some brown in here. I'm going to add some little brown to that color we already got on the canvas. Then we'll come back with some of this and see how this looks. Taking some of that white, I'm just going over it again to kind of knock it out a little bit. All right. So. All right, thinking about this for a second. was going to put some reflections in here and turn this into some water, but I think I'll still do that, but instead of using, usually when I have a background color like that, like the alizarin crimson that's in here, I would use white to pull it down, but since we've got kind of this flame going here, maybe we will do something different. Maybe we will like pull it down right here, like that. And I think we'll just let it get darker over that way. We'll just smooth it out like this. I like to pull the color a little bit and make the reflections turn. Alright, let's add some water lines to that, and we'll figure out what's going to go in this square over here in a minute. I don't think the water goes that far. Maybe we'll put some more lines down. Let's find out. Alright, so let's go ahead and put some water lines in. I think I will use some white for that, maybe. Where'd it go? So this may be, like, I don't know, I might get another painting done tomorrow, depending if the weather's raining, which it's supposed to be. Now we'll probably get another painting done, but, alright, so we're just going to put some water lines in here, just a little bit. Let it mix with that alizarin crimson. Like that. And maybe a little bit more of this way. Until I figure out what we're going to do here. Alright, so let's just... That's no good. Bleach that color out. Time out. Let's mix up some more color. You know what? I'll tell you what. Let's do this. Let's put some midnight brown out. And let's just drop a couple trees. So let's drop in one right. Let's make this a big tree. Let's drop it like right here. Like that. And maybe another one right here. It's not quite so big and not quite so close. And maybe another one right here. It ends there on that shore. Alright. So, Benjamin, you have made a mess now. Maybe. Alright, so let's put some bushes in around over here. And let's put some I'm gonna put some darker color in around this tree over here. So we're gonna take this tree. We're gonna kind of put our color in, maybe like, yeah, that looks good. Let's do that. Put some bushes all up around here. And let's see, I'm gonna clean that brush before I start that. Before we start the highlights. All right. Hey Logan, I've never done one before. This is my first time, so we're kind of learning about this together as we go. Let me put a little bit of linseed oil on my palette, just a little bit. All right, so let's just kind of flush this in, kind of like that. And then maybe put a little bit more of that over here. All right. All right, so that's got the trees bounded a little bit. A little bit of yellow right there. Hey, thank you. Yeah, that's something this is all new. Pretty much all this this particular scene is new. I haven't tried to do much of this too much. When I look at this on the monitor, this part here still looks a little dark. So maybe we'll add some more, tap a little bit more color in there. I want to keep some of that dark, but I don't want to keep all that dark. I don't want it to be black as night. So we'll mix a little bit of yellow in with this as well. We'll put a little bit of yellow like out here on the edges where it would catch on the fire, maybe where it would catch to the fire a little bit. You want to cover up all that, and I don't want too much of that yellow in there. Let me tap some of that back out. All right, I like that. That looks okay. Now, I want to do something with the trees. I need to highlight the trees. So let's do that. And I think maybe the best way to tap those trees in would be, we'll just use a filbert. If I can find one right here at my fingertips. I'll tell you what, here's a small flat. Let's try with this flat, see how that goes. All right, so I want to try to explain this before I do it. Excuse me while I paint on the back of a paper plate. I want to explain this to you. So, in highlighting the trees, let me clean this brush off so I can talk to you about this, about what I want to do. All right, so on highlighting these trees, we have the. Can you see that? All right, so we're going to put the dark color down like that. All right. And usually what you see is people come and they will put the yellow like right on the edge, or the lighter colors like right on the edge. All right. Well, we're gonna try a little bit different technique. So let me cover that back up. Well, as best as I can. All right. So I covered that back up. Now what we're gonna do this time to highlight it is, we're going to take the color and we're going to go to the center of the tree with the main highlight. With the main highlight like this, we're going to kind of stay in the center. And then we're going to kind of brush toward the edge so that we've got a little bit of a darker edge, because this is a sphere, right? So light won't just reflect right on the edge like that. It's gonna be darker on the side. So if I turn this around, it kind of looks better the other way. So hopefully that'll make some sense to you. That's what I'm trying to get across there. So let's try that. Although I do think this brush is too small, painting on the paper plate. Let me get my filbert. Let me get one of my filberts out. Hang on a second. You wonder why I clean the brushes so much? I have ADD, and I know I have ADD, so I gotta keep my stuff done, or I will walk off and leave a brush somewhere that's not clean. Alright, so let's take, tell you what, let's try this first. Let's just take a little bit of white, a little bit of yellow, and we'll do this tree first. And we'll pull it down, pull this color down. And I don't necessarily want it like one big long streak down the tree, because there would be other shadows and stuff along the way. Alright, yeah, that looks kind of okay. I like that. Alright, let's do that with this one. Start toward the middle. And we're going to work that color up toward the edge slowly to try to give it more of a spherical look. And let's do the last one. Yeah. Get some color first. Alright. This is a skinny tree to try to do that with. Alright. We'll see if we can do it with this. Maybe. Maybe. Here we go. Alright. Now, just for grins. Yeah, when I first started, man, I struggled with perspective a lot. Yeah, Anthony helped me a lot with perspective, though. In particular, with I was working on an ocean scene for my mom, and I just couldn't get it right. And he did a video for me to kind of kick it out. Let's put a little bit of bushes right here. Just kind of set some of that off a little bit. Slap a little highlight on that, like that. Add a little more interest in the painting. All right, and then we'll do one more thing, I think. I want to add, this might sound weird, but I want to add some black to this in different spots. So, hang on a second. So this is lamp black that I'm about to put on here. If you use lamp black, oh my gosh, use it sparingly. It will eat up everything on the canvas. It's so powerful. So we're just going to use it. We're just going to use it a little bit to put a little bit of shadows on these trees in particular spots, like that. You can actually even paint a knot hole if you want. Maybe see if I can put one on here, like that, a little bit, like that. If you put a little bit of this in here and there, it'll spruce your painting up a little bit. All right, so let's add, I think the last thing I want to add, this will probably be it. Let's put, tell you what, let's try it this way first. We're just going to take a knife. I don't think this is going to work, so we'll see. We'll take a knife, we shall see. Let's scrape some branches in here. Yeah, all right, maybe that looks okay. Black canvas is showing through pretty good. So. Get some trees over here, some little weeds and things. I wonder, what do you guys think? Well, no, I think we'll leave it like it is. All right, so I want to add a little bit of waterline, like right on the edge here. So let's just do that. So I want to add a little bit more waterline in here. Make that like where it's shallows. And maybe a little bit like right here. Just right here on the edge. Now, the thing about waterline, I want to talk about that for a second. Water lines are something that I use quite a bit, but let me get this up closer where you can see. You'll see on this water line how that's a little bit, let me move it up close. I don't know if you can, it might go out of focus. So the water lines are a little bit textured. You can leave them that way if you like it that way, or if you want to push them back a little further and make the water a little calmer, you can just take one and kind of smooth it just really lightly like that and push it back. See how that smooths that out? So that kind of gets the ones back in the back. You can kind of smooth them out. And then sometimes you can take the ones in the front and leave them more textured, so that because they're closer. So, all right, well, I think that's got us to the end of this painting. As soon as I clean my brushes. All right, guys, any questions before we go? Let me stand back and look at it for a second. I wonder if maybe, I'm thinking. I'll clean my fan brush. Thanks, man. I appreciate you guys tuning in. Just something a little different, and hope you guys enjoyed it. And then, like I say, if it rains tomorrow, we'll come back on. We'll do another painting. If it rains on Thursday, well, maybe we'll do another painting before I leave on Friday. So I do appreciate you guys tuning in, and I will now go try to find the cap for my linseed oil. And see you guys on the next one.